What's up guys? Welcome to my channel. Today in this video we are going to look at how we can pass data from one screen to another. So far we have created this dashboard page. Clicking on that we are able to load this list of users which is coming from an API. And in this section what we are trying to do is on click of any of this username, ideally, I would like to take the user to a new screen and we will be displaying, let's just call it the detail screen. And on that screen, we will be passing the information from this listing page because already we have everything in terms of information which we want to show in the detail view. So let's get started. First of all, I will create a new page and I'll call it expense detail page. This is going to be a stateless widget. So I just do this and we are going to call our component expense detail. Let me just import the library as well and we are done. In here, instead of a container, we will use the scaffold where we will have our app bar, and obviously the other one is body where we will have some text for now. I don't know why is this complaining. App bar. Oh, sorry. App bar has a property called title which needs to take that string and not like that. So this is fine. It is still complaining. Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry about that. The title will take a text widget. So that's the reason it was failing. So we have our expense detail page. Obviously, right now we are not loading that. How can we load that? We have this dashboard. We added the click on this text. Then we have this page where this is the list. If we look at our source code, right? So we have pages, inside that we have expenses. Expenses page is using this bottom navigation bar, everything is there, and then we have this expense list, right? Expense list, if you open that up, is basically making this call and then our list is being rendered over here, correct? And inside that, after the dividers, we have the expense card, which means it makes sense for us to add the click of the expense inside the expense card. Okay, so let's just go inside that widget, and inside here we have a container. Why don't we follow the previous videos learnings? By the way, if you haven't seen my previous videos, I'll keep the link of this playlist in the description below. You can find it and you can go through all the videos. It will be very helpful for you. But what we are trying to do over here is add gesture detector, which takes child, and we can push everything to that. And then we have on tap function like this. Correct. So gesture detector, container, right? Container gives us this thing, and on tap. Now on tap, what do we want to do? So like our previous video, if we open up the dashboard, we have this navigator.push context material page route and then the name of the widget, right? So why don't we first do that? So we have navigator dot push. We pass the context, we pass material page route, and to that we send builder. Context is there, and then the component which we need to load. So expense detail. Okay, this is done. Let's hit save. It does a build. And obviously, if I now try to click, can you see we are loading the previous page? Sorry, not the previous page, but the page that we just created. And it has the back context as well. But right now it is showing no data for that particular expense because we haven't worked on that. So how do we pass the data? That is the most important thing, right? So first of all, we will come over here and we will say that we are expecting the expense data. And in here, we will do final expense. Right. Import that. So this is in place. Why is it complaining? Create field. No, the sequence really doesn't matter, but what is happening is it is complaining expense is not initialized. And why would it do that? I think it is complaining because in here I have the expense value, right? So why don't we send that? Okay, so this widget is fine. I think this still has some problem. So I have constant expense detail required. It's a stateless widget. No problem there. Final expense. Wonder what is the problem. So what does it say? Create field expense. I am doing a final on this, right? So what other options does it have? Making, wow, that's really bad. Expense, this expense, and now why is it complaining? Line number 21, is it? Right. The key was wrong. That was the reason it was failing. And the main learning from here is try to copy paste your variable names. I don't know why that autocomplete didn't work, but right. So what have we done so far? We have our expense card where we have the on tap. Okay, on tap, we are taking the user to a new route, which is expense detail, and we are passing the expense data to the constructor of that widget. And that is the reason we will start getting that data inside this widget, which will mean then what I can do is something like expense dot name. Okay, I just need to remove the constant, and similarly in here I can do expense dot name. I'll just remove the constant from here, and now if I click here, can you see this is now working? So as you can see, whenever I am clicking on something, any of the user, right, we are changing the route and we are also sending the information of that user so that we can show detailed view of that user, right? So the entire journey is kind of complete where I click on individual users and I get the view, the detailed view of that user, and come back to my dashboard. So yes, that's about it, guys. That's how we handle sending data from one route to another inside Flutter. If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.